it's the week of Comic-Con. We probably have some videos already posting at this point, but wanted to sneak in one more review, and this is going to be Loyal Subjects' newest releases on classic 80s toys, and we're going to have My Pet Monster and Popples. If you're not familiar with either of these, the Popples were based on a cartoon series that came out at the same time. Every toy in the 80s pretty much had a cartoon series. They would curl up in these little magical balls and pop around and then pop out of them back into sort of teddy bearish kind of structures here. So they have two sizes on the of the Popples. They have a small and they have a large. I think they're only about a $5 price difference, so why wouldn't you just go for large, right? So you can get them available on, I believe they're available on fan channel sites and on Loyal Subjects website as well. And then we have My Pet Monster. Now, he is not the size of the original. The original one was the size of a small child. I want to say he was about this long and this high. Had a really solid nose that could hurt you. This is more rubbery than those teeth. But he has the same functionality, which is the break-apart chains that are removable from him. So that's kind of cool. And they kind of kept the weird, like, leatherish feet and hands. So I appreciate that. But he's more of a micro scale than the original version. Not as small as the Super Impulse one, but he's very true to form. I wish I still had my original to show you. But the fur and everything is pretty spot on that. So we're going to check these out really quick. Available right now to give you some 80s nostalgia. All right, we're going to check out our Small Popple first. Small Popple PC for pretty cool. That's all. Yeah, that's it. And he is the exact same coloring of the original PC. So they really just copied these directly over. So he's in his little ball form right here. You can see it's very round. He's got a little tag on his ear. And then he will pop out of it into his teddy bear mode. He's got his little tail with a pom-pom on it. You can see the Loyal Subjects label on there. But that's really, I mean, as far as the design goes, it's pretty close. I mean, it's spot on for the 1980s version. Very simple design to them. I like how they kept that little charm in there, but he's got his little tail, and he's got his ability to turn back into a ball, which you just kind of grab the pouch here that's in the back, and you just flip him inside. And that's really it. That is the whole gimmick. They turn into this neat little ball. I mean, you probably get his whole body in there, including his face. And all you see is the ears popping up, and you got that little ball. So that really works. And then you have the larger scale ones, so you get to see what they look more like in their classic style. I believe these are going to be held in by, yep, some sort of one of those little pull tabs that they get in there for plush toys, which either 50%, yeah, this one I didn't get the break, but it's still on there. But you can see he comes in his nice giant ball form, and you can tuck him in a little bit more here. This is Pancake, I believe. You might even be able to get the ears in. No, not the ears, but you get it. Giant ball form. It'll roll a little bit if you wanted to kick it around. And then we are going to pop it out by, I like to push this way and just boop. This one's a little tightly compacted because it's a lot bigger. But there we go. Pop right back into bear form. So again, it's got its little pom-pom tail. It's got its legs. It is pretty much the same exact colors as the original version Pancake. I think there were only 9 in the first wave of them, of Popples. And they have pretty much all of them available on the website right now. But you can see that is it for Pancake. But pretty cool. I mean, they restored this toy that was a huge favorite, particularly among girls at the time. And they have brought this back true to form, just like the original, with all the original charm. I think even the original, I don't remember what the boxes look like, but it looks pretty close to the original artwork on the side of the box there. So pretty cool that they were able to do that. But that is essentially it in terms of what Popples do. They go ball form, and then they go back to being in the teddy bear form. So you just have to kind of push your way in there, compact everything into a ball, and then you could pop them out into a doll. And then that is essentially it. So we have our Popples. All right. So the next item up is My Pet Monster, which is quite a favorite of mine. So I'm going to get some scissors to open this one, and we'll check it out. And My Pet Monster. Over here you can see the little display they have them in here. Again, I don't remember what the original box looks like, but that does look like original. Well, I don't know if there wasn't even an original box. Take me back there. But this was a time when we had a lot of like companion dolls in the late 80s, early 90s. We had My Pet Monster, obviously. We had My Buddy. There was Kid Sister for girls. So this was just, I guess, a cooler version of companion dolls. And he had this gimmick where he had these chains that came with the Pet Monster, and he would just break them. And then you could reconnect them anytime you want. It was just an open chain link on one side. And that was the gimmick, that you would just reconnect the chains. He'd hit the chains again. He's cuffed. You could break him. Now, he also had these Velcro on the cuffs. And as a kid, they were large enough. And I think they still are pretty large that I could fit them on my wrist. These ones, obviously, I cannot. They're very small. But the original ones, I feel like they were large enough that I could still fit them on. I haven't tried them on in years. But they are essentially, then you could do it yourself and be able to break them off. But you could take off the chains and then sort of have him in this normal plush state. He had this nice stomach. I mean, they pretty much spot on got him here, but in much smaller form. The nose, I remember that being so hard that I hurt myself as a kid with that thing. It was just like solid mass. It was not hollow at all. And it was a giant, just like pointy, jagged, sharp nose, and then he had those teeth. I mean, there were some parts on there that could hurt you. A lot of toys could hurt you back in the 80s. But they did a really nice job with this guy in terms of designing him to be fairly accurate to the original My Pet Monster. And there's some variety out there. I think they have on the website like maybe a soccer version or something, or a cop version. I remember there being a couple different versions of My Pet Monster. But this one, true to form, true to the original, I really appreciate how they sort of capture that look to it. And it's just one of those unique 80s toys that you see every now and then, and it just evokes those memories. But again, nice to have this in a smaller version that you can display on a shelf. The other one, like I said, just way too big. It's like putting like a 3-year-old on a shelf. It's just massive, the original doll. But this is cool that we have the whole functionality of the original one and the whole look. I mean, it is really faithful to the original. The feet, really got the feet. Everything is just nailed down here in details. And it is a really nice little display piece, or just a nice way to give it to your kids so they could experience a little bit of your childhood here in this fun little form that is not as scary as the original. But that's your My Pet Monster and your Popples, which are, you know, for the first time, roughly the same size, not something we had in the 80s. So again, you have varieties of Popples. It's not just the sizes. There are other aspects of them as well. They're in like different costumes and whatnot on the website. Go check it out. And your My Pet Monster, and we'll be seeing him probably in San Diego this week as well when we stop by the Loyal Subjects booth. All right, so this is some more great 80s nostalgia from Loyal Subjects, who's really sort of found their voice here with this, between the Gem Dolls and the Strawberry Shortcake and the Rainbow Bright. Now we got Popples, we got My Pet Monster, they have masks, so they're really bringing a lot of those more niche 80s toys back in a big way. I mean, I don't want to say niche, because those were huge. Like, everyone had those. Pretty much every girl I knew had Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright. They had Popples. A lot of kids I knew, a lot of boys had a My Pet Monster. A lot of boys had mask toys. So they really found their voice here with this being the niche market for these. There's no one else producing them, so they sort of cornered that. So yeah, get these now. They're all available. This is $20, or yeah, I think it's around $20, $25, and then $45 for My Pet Monster. Fan channels, I think My Pet Monster is even on GameStop. So you have a lot of ways to get these characters right now. Some of them, the special versions, are sold out. We'll see if they get restocked, but yeah, go grab them before they're gone. Great way, if you missed them when you were a kid, you didn't get all of them, now's your chance. Because they're quite a premium on eBay. Like Pancake here is around $400 for an original Pancake. So it's a nice way to get like almost an exact replica of Pancake for $25. So something to think about. That's all for this time. We're going to have more Comic-Con coverage, as this video is airing right in the middle. So stay tuned for more reveals, more interviews, and more booths. So like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.